Well, days doing these live, when you have at least 5 people personally who aren't around anymore, it kind of threw me off. But let me continue on the goal. The goal is to get some information out to people who can relate. Because to me, sport karate, competition karate, is a culture within a culture. It's martial arts, but not the majority of people. Since most times, and I get it, and they don't see the benefits to it, and I get it too. But the truth of the matter is that it's right smack in front of you if you would have allowed yourself to learn from the benefits of distancing, timing, tempo, rhythm, combinations, so on and so forth. Well, let me give you some history. May 23rd, Sunday, 1976. I go to my first martial arts tournament. May 23rd, 1976. I'm 10 years old. I go to my first martial arts tournament. Promoter, great grandmaster Kim, my instructor. Rest in peace. I lost my first match. I scored the first point. I lost my first match. Didn't matter. I came back to the so-called nighttime finals. All the way to Fordham University. From 164 in Sheridan Avenue. Again, May 23rd, 1976. That same year, I went to the All-Americans at the Felt Forum of Madison Square Garden. Oh my God, it was incredible. Yes, happy Easter to everybody. I'm sorry, I'll address anyone afterwards, but I want to get my subject matter across. But yes, happy Easter to everybody. So now, at that tournament, I saw all types of people compete. Man, Mike Warren was one of them. Roy Buchanan from Canada was another one. I believe he was a Kempo stylist, possibly. Gerard Robbins. Oh my God. That guy stuck out. Really, really stuck out because he was doing techniques as a heavyweight I never seen anybody do. The wind. And throughout the years, he was the person who literally was really good to me. In other words, I try to approach some of these so-called top fighters, and they were little assholes, to be honest with you. But not Gerard Robbins. Gerard Robbins was all smiles and very, very friendly. And I appreciated that because I wanted to become a top fighter too. That's what I wanted to do. Become a top fighter also. I was 10 years old and I was already convinced I wanted to be a karate illustrator and be rated. Now, the majority of the tournaments I went to were Taekwondo tournaments. And Gerard Robbins was winning most of the grand championships. Now, I remember vividly, 1979, he's fighting against Roy Buchanan, and he does a shuffle, and goes to throw a spinning hook one way and then brings the roundhouse kick the opposite way. Now, he remembers that technique. To me, I was always fascinated because I had never seen anyone do that. It was almost like going for a dunk and switching hands and coming the opposite way. You know, some Dr. J stuff. And again, guys, I always appreciated the competitors who literally had style and flavor. Just because they won doesn't mean I was going to become a fan. As an example, this morning I finished watching a 1961 fight of a 19-year-old named Cassius Clay. And even back then, he still had flavor and style that most people could not duplicate. And I enjoy that. Even when I watch wrestling and TV, superstar Billy Graham, I liked his flavor, even though I didn't like that he was a bad guy. But I did love the Atomic Elbow, Dusty Rhodes, baby. And these guys were descendants of what would be Gorgeous George. So, again, Gerard Robbins throwing incredible kicks. And just to answer your question, miss, yes, my next video will be on who I consider the best of the best female fighters that I saw. And I had a chance to see quite a few of them. Some karate and some in kickboxing. I was there when Marion Bermudez fought. Yes, I was there when Lily Akitas was there too. And Cookie, I don't know if you realize, but I gotta say this, guys. Eddie Maldonado, who was the boxing coach for a lot of people in the beginning days of kickboxing in New York, passed away February 7th. I didn't know that. I found out last week. It broke my heart. That's what threw me off. So, but yes, the female fighters weren't just female fighters. They were great fighters, and I will address them in the very near future. But getting back to Jerry Robbins. You're not supposed to be able to throw a kick one way and then return it the opposite way. I had never seen anything like that. Shuffle axe kick and spinning hook. But in between there, throw reverse punches tight. I didn't know you can even punch in Taekwondo until I saw, on a consistent basis, Jerry Robbins. So I'm going to keep this one really short and sweet. My history started in 1976 in terms of tournaments. My instructor, Samsu Tiger Kim, was the promoter. And I don't believe Jerry Robbins was there that day. But if he was, chances are he won grand champion. And back then, when you fought at the All-Americans, any style was there. Luis Fernandez won that tournament. Luis Ruiz was already rated. Donnie Collins won grand champion one year. Incredible during that time, especially. So, we're talking about the legendary Fell Forum in Madison Square Garden. That alone, just to be there, was incredible. But I can say that I competed at the Fell Forum of Madison Square Garden at age 10 years old. And I saw superheroes. Jerry Robbins, or Gerard Robbins, absolutely bar none. I got to salute that guy because he, unlike a lot of other freaking dudes, was very gracious and answered all my questions as a little kid. So I'll be back later on today on a specific subject matter, but today the props was to Jerry Robbins and the beginning of competition. And by the way, it was a different game. That's why modern sport karate, let it be, what we did must have been something different. So I call it sniper fighting. Sharp, precise, and on point. Baby, see you soon.